because we can actually go crazy teaching these Gen Zs and Gen Alpha.
I like the fact that schools actually introduced this no spanking policy.
Okay,
And I think it, to some extent, it gives us this patience.
That was all night, like it was quite drawing.
I was
singing.
He told me that Miss Praise, it's not big, you can't see it. This is something I can see.
I think parents should also understand how to relate with them. So we have most of them, because if they're not talking to you, they're definitely talking to someone else.
So because of that, we don't use phones in my school anymore. If a parent is calling me, I'm just looking at it, because the moment you pick that thing, the camera has captured you, 5K has left a salary. Down in my school, the both parents are actually working. They don't have that time. So they engage this boy in every club activities for every day. In fact, they brought a personal football coach to keep the boy in school. Do you understand?
So that kind of a child now, again, like a football.
Yes, coming to the school. So the coach actually uses our pitch to train the boy. So the parents come in around 6 to come get the boy. Now this child does not do his home phone.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Teachers Timeout. We're excited to be here today. Today's episode talks about the topic that I call a survivor kit. We're going to be discussing the Gen Zs and the Gen Alpha. How do we stay sane as teachers while helping these young minds? I'm Ivy Alogovia, your host, and it's Ivy Alogovia on all social media platforms. And here with me, I have 3 amazing guests today. Let's meet you. Okay.
All right. So my name is Praise Okachuku. I am an educator and a therapist. I take humanities, and my social media handle is Praisel0147 Instagram. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on set today.
My name is Tina Amadi, addiction instructor. I go to different schools to teach. I take both children and adults. My Instagram, Tina Amadi. Facebook, Tina Amadi as well.
Thank you for joining us, Tina. We're glad to have you here. You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. I am Mabel Belapa, and I'm an educator, a singer. Yeah, I'm a class teacher, so I teach quite some subjects. My social media handle is Leader C2, Facebook, as well as Instagram. You can search it.
Glad to have you with us, Mabel. Thank you for coming. So like I said, today's episode, I call it a survival kit. Because we can actually go crazy teaching these Gen Zs and Gen Alpha. But before we go deep into the topic, when were they born? Who are the Gen Zs? Who are the Gen Alpha? Because I'm sure some teachers don't even know. So this phrase.
Okay, so I did a little research on it, and I actually discovered that the Gen Zs were born between the year 1997 to 2012, and then the Gen Alpha were given birth to during 2013 till date. Yes, so yeah.
Okay, so we know that they are glued to screen. They understand lots of technology that even some teachers don't understand, right?
Yeah.
Exposed to lots of things. Like for the Gen Alpha now, they were born into tech, right? It's not like they came to meet it. They saw it while growing, like they were born into it. So lots of things. You even see a baby holding a phone. The baby knows how. A 1-year-old or 2-year-old knows how to answer a call. So, and with all this, and if you are a teacher in this generation, you just have to meet them and speak their language, because you could be boring them. Like, you don't use the method that you use for us. In our time, a teacher can just come to class and you say, shut up, they shut up. But you don't try it now. Why should I shut up? But it wasn't me doing this. It wasn't me doing that. So they challenged the norm. How do we stay sane? How do we stay sane? But first of all, can you give us one or two encounters that you've had that was really challenging, that maybe made you lose your mind, or maybe you even lost it?
You know, I would like to say, to some extent, we could actually say we live fake lives. Because,
lives.
of course, because, I like the fact that schools actually introduced this no spanking policy.
Okay,
And I think to some extent, it gives us this patience by force, by fire. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So several times you're in the classroom and this child is already misbehaving, and then you have to smile and say, don't do that again.
Yeah.
And the child will do it. And there's nothing you can do about it. But they had to introduce the whole naughty corner, stand and face the wall. Something happened yesterday. So this child, or I like to call them my learner, so he actually did something, and I said, go and face the wall. Do you know this child was drawing on the wall? And then someone said, Miss Praise, he's drawing.
That was the whole night, like he was quietly drawing.
I
was
tried
singing.
He told me that, Miss Praise, it's not big, you can't see it. This is something I can see.
Oh my goodness.
So, at that moment, I saw you're old. 6 years.
Oh, no surprised.
And then I'm like, okay, please help me to clean it. And you were saying that, Miss Praise, I can't erase it. Why should I erase it? So like you said, these kids are, they want to know why.
Yeah.
I was saying something about a teacher. My colleague was actually teaching, and I don't know what this child did. And she was, I think her inner voice vanished, and she was actually shouting. And this boy,
the teacher, right?
actually, why are you shouting?
I'm telling you, why do you want to kill yourself?
You can actually talk, and I'll hear you. You don't have to shout. And then when you have the teacher, I'm telling you, and then when you have like a special kid in your class and you're shouting, immediately you say, keep quiet. The child is like, keep quiet, keep quiet, keep quiet. So like I feel for you to be able to teach these Gen Zs and the alphas, it requires a lot of patience, understanding, innovative technologies. You have to be innovative in everything you're doing, because back then in our time, you had teaching methods like lecturing. You cannot come to the classroom now and lecture a child. Do you understand? So they will tell you it's a learner-centered based learning. Do you understand? So it's something you have to put them together, like, let's do it together. I'm learning from you, you're learning from, like, research-based kind of, not lecturing, or like, I feel nowadays we do the discussion method. That's for the Jameses, right? Because these people are actually exposed.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, you could actually learn a lot from them. Even you as a teacher, that's gadgets you don't have. These kids have them.
They have genius.
Yeah, so I feel that's basically it.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think about? I feel for teachers to be sane, I think the key word is, so you be sane. Don't lose your mind and go gaga. You understand? I think they need to understand that they should choose empathy over ego. Like, understand that you are managing emotion.
About the teachers right now.
I'm talking about the teachers understanding that they should choose empathy, not ego. Like, understand that they are managing emotions too. Yeah, they're managing emotions, they're managing energy. So it's not just about them. Sometimes you have to put yourself in their shoes. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I can relate very well with that, because like I said, this is children that have the mind of their own. They can think for themselves, and they want to know.
Yeah.
They want to know why. They want to know why they're telling them not to do that. Why? So most times you need to put yourself in their shoes. You need to think like that. So that way you will be able to understand them. So that's where we really need to bring that empathy into it. And because I remember there was a day in class that the other teacher was like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do that. And the child kept using them, and I'm like, no. So I had to call out, like, okay, can you just take a break, take him out, and ask him, hey, why? Do you understand? Maybe something happened at home.
Yeah.
And then we discovered that I think probably the mom his mom scolded him, and for that, his whole mood was, was not really asked for anything.
Ready to learn for that day. Yeah.
But if I didn't come to that point, then at some point I noticed that she was already frustrated. She was mad already. That kind of started thinking, what are you going to do next? So that was really like, okay. He started talking to him like, oh, sorry about that, but you just find a way to make him understand that, okay, I understand how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, and most times it's the best way when you are doing that. I think you kind of squat and be at the same eye level with them, not that you are above them and you're looking down on them. You just so they feel like, yes, I'm at the same level with you now. I think to teach a child, you actually have to add like a child.
I have something to add there, actually. Yes. Sorry, I want to add something there.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Setting a rule as a teacher also helps, because these children watch you. They know. They're very smart. So what you do per time would make them know how to do things, or how to talk to you, how to relate with you in the class. So when you set your rule, this is what I want in my class. This is how you all are to behave. For instance, setting the rule doesn't mean you're being strict. Setting the rule doesn't mean you're
too hard on them.
It's just to help them know how to relate with you.
Okay.
Now, example, yes, tell them when I'm talking, I like the whole place to be quiet. If you have a question, please raise your hands. Now, by the time you set this rule and they get to know this is what works for you, believe me, they will all comply. But a situation where you don't set the rule, you come in, you're talking to them, most of them have this thing of wanting to step in your toes.
Yeah, then they do jailbreak things.
To know that after setting the rules, there are some rule breakers there.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yes, there are some rule breakers. It's one thing to set the rules, another thing to actually now abide by it. Because one thing about setting the rules, they always say you set these rules with the learners, right? Yeah, you should be the ones to give their rules, and they should give the consequences for breaking the rules. But believe me when I say there are some people that would still break it.
Of course, there's always do that.
You give them. Okay, this is the consequence for breaking the rule. Okay, let me give an instance. There was one that happened to me. This is year 2 to be precise. I was talking, and then one at the back disturbing the class. You're going to crash. They don't like to hear that. For that level.
Oh yeah.
You're
making them babies.
Exactly. You understand? No, Miss Somebody, please. I don't want to go. You are going to crash because I don't understand why you would disturb.
Okay, did you do it?
Yes, she apologized. Okay, but I'm sorry.
But there's another angle I was going to, right? Some teachers give these rules, or they make these rules with the student or pupils, depending on the level you're teaching, right? Okay. And they don't apply to you. Don't keep it. So they will start taking you for granted.
Yes.
So I have to do it. So you know I'm serious.
And then I think the consistency in that particular punishment. I had a learner that I threatened to. I said I'm going to send you to early years. He packed his bags. That's why I was laughing when she said that.
He was ready.
He packed his bag.
Yeah.
Like, he was going. In my head, I said, these techniques don't spoil you, okay? Because then I told him, come back. Okay. In my head, I'm like, please. How will you catch this boy? And then I said, okay, you're not going to bounce with us today. There's something a particular trainer or instructor actually taught me. F and F. Be friendly and firm.
Oh, friendly and firm.
Yes.
Right.
If you need to teach these kids,
exactly,
you have to, like you said, come down to their level so they will know that when I'm teaching, I dance, I move. There was a day a particular learner was trying to imitate what I did, and we actually learned about members of the community. And this boy was actually saying, and then when you move, this one say, Adela, hello. Exactly the way I did it. Do you understand? It helps them to learn faster. But, when you come like the island, you are talking. These kids are just watching. And, nowadays, the parents we have now, once you come in, hi, welcome, Mariebe. Okay, drop your bags, freshen up. What did you learn today?
Yeah.
You want to know. And then if the child cannot tell you, of course, in the day, you might have had like 8 subjects. And you cannot say anyone. The the teacher is not working. Oh, you understand? So you have to calm down, set your rules. Sometimes there are some rules you actually flex.
Yeah.
Very flexible
Yeah.
with teaching. Understand just the way you have your own emotions. Understand that these kids have their own emotions. There are some days that they come to school, they don't want to do anything. You have to start talking to them. There's some teachers that will tell you, I don't pamper a child.
Especially if you have special ones. And
Do you understand? You say, I don't pamper a child. You want to be still with a child. My dear, that child will not write. And you that you will the shocker is that you can't touch the child. So this is you just screaming. And maybe somebody that
Home with headache.
someone will ask you, why are you shouting? Some even report you to their parents. The parents will call the management. This teacher is shouting. Do you understand? So you have to take your time, understand how this child is feeling, talk to them. There are some kids that will just come to class, hey, Miss Praise, I did this, I did that. Do you know what happened here? Okay, nice. Just, make them feel very comfortable. You understand? So that a particular day this child comes in and if a child is not feeling like it, you give that, take your time. Do you understand? But you have a task to do. So empathy is like everything in teaching these kids.
they come, before they know that you listen to them, they come this call, don't need that's happened to you. They'll tell you everything that happened.
Yeah, because you can connect with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell you everything that happened at home, and then because you just feel like they can express themselves to you. Yeah, that way, when you're done with them, you see that they're in the mood, ready to listen to all you want.
Yeah, I had an experience like that, right? That's year 7 for Nigerian curriculum, we call it JS1. So we had this what do we call it? Like a guidance and counseling. We're shared into a group.
Yeah.
So we just seated and one just looked at me. I'm like, do you have a crush? I'm like, whoa. I was saying something else.
Where did that come from?
I don't know where that came from. So first of all, I had to purse. No, if people does that all the time. Shut up! What do you know? What's wrong with you? What's this rubbish? What is crush?
in my class?
So I was like, okay, Ivy, calm down. Take your time. I was like, no, I don't have a crush. Nah, Miss Ivy, are you sure? I'm like, I want to small girl in my mind, though. I'll lie out to skill. You know what I was thinking? I'm like, okay, do you have a crush? You know when they look at you with one kind of smiling and that this girl, the way is not pure. She's like, I say, you have a crush, right? She's like, yes, Miss Ivy. Isn't this cool? I don't tell you. Like, tell me. She now told me. So because I didn't like push. Yeah, exactly. And I took my time. So this is what we're talking about. He's like, are you not shy talking to your students about this kind of topic? I'm like, no, I'm not shy. So because of that, I found out that she was open. She had to tell me lots of things. I found that there were 3. They had crushes. So
That way, you will be able to maybe advise her and tell you.
yeah, I was able to do that. Yes. So she was open and she was free. I'm like, oh my goodness! Like in our time, you don't try that. You will be shocked because of fear now. Well, I think parents should also understand how to relate with them. So we have most of them because if they're not talking to you, they're definitely talking to someone else. Either not just someone around them now, even online, like someone in the US. One of them, our crush was not in this country. Say our crush is online. I'm like, I was not trying to so they can focus on their study. It was not really easy for me. but then we just have to think of a way to reach them, to speak their language, to make them know that we understand. In our time, our teachers portray themselves as these heroes. I know it all.
Yes.
I'm perfect, right? So we need to let them know that okay, I felt this way before, and how we navigate.
Yes,
Yeah.
the way we are now, we're more than teachers. Actually, we're counselors, we're doctors,
Everything. We will firefighters. Yeah.
Yeah, you are the mommy and the military.
we're everything.
I told them that, when children come to school, you are their parents at that point in time. And then whatever happens to them, you are in charge. You don't need to wait for mommy to come to check if her head is hot or if Abdi is feeling okay or not. A particular child was having stomachache the other day and it's checked by, hey, just don't worry, she'll be fine. Just leave her. It's almost but it should be going home. So I said, no, we have to take her to the sick bay and see what's happening. Anything can happen. Because if anything should happen, the question is, Where were you? Did you call? Who did you meet? Did you go to the sick bay?
Are you talking about our Gen Z parents? You will move like this. The policemen are already there to pick you up. They don't have that time.
Oh, I feel teaching is just more than the being paid for the job. It's about you tell yourself that you have you're there to modify them, you're there to nurture their minds and there to care for them. It's a whole lot. And sometimes if you don't really have the passion for it, I don't think you're there.
Sure, be there.
You need to have the passion, but
In this Gen Z and Gen Alpha generation, you have to be sure that you have the passion, that you really want to be there, so that you don't lose your mind. So I was going to ask you, Bray, so that child that made you you were like, okay, my goodness. So what did you now do? Did you devise some other means? How did you reach out?
Okay. I had to create Star of the Week in my class.
Was he interested in that?
Oh my goodness. Kids want it. So at that point, I already told them, okay, this week I've been observing. Okay, this is my Staff of the Week. I had to place her name there. He came to ask me, how is she the Star of the Week? And I said, okay. I could actually, sometimes I'm very dramatic with these kids. I'm like, thank you very much for the question. Now this is my answer. No. I'm like, because she pays attention in class, she finishes her tasks on time. She doesn't. Do you understand? You explain, because these kids, they have a very good way of manipulating their parents.
Yeah.
They'll go home and say different things. Miss Praise does not like me, and that is why she actually gave someone else the Star of the Week. And these parents will come and say it's favoritism, and that's another discussion.
I've even had a child tell me, Miss Ivy, your patcher. Why you always calling his name? And honestly, I didn't even I wasn't aware of whatever he was saying.
But sometimes I always explain. Give them the reason why this person is like there, and also tell them that you too can do it. Yes.
Yeah.
You too. So I told them that, do you know that everyone can be on the first position in this study? They're like, no way, it's not. But I say, yes, you can have 2 first position, 3 first position. You got to feel that you're just one person. And because one person is the first, that means they can stay there.
Then another thing again, I also think that teachers should understand that reaching out to these Gen Zs and Gen Alpha, we need to tell them how what we are teaching them applies to real life. To real life is very important, because something like in school now we're doing the Y, the X, all those nonsense that we solve. That we don't even know. Some of them often I still don't know how is applicable. But for these people on the lab, they need to know. Where is it taking me to? Do you get what I'm saying?
That's why we need to bring in some things like drama, being creative in the class, let them make use of their hands and all that.
So hands-on activities. Use the language that they understand, so you can meet them and reach out to them. So talking about staying sane now, because this staying sane now, when we're looking at these Gen Zs and Gen Alpha, we want to stay sane while teaching them. And we also want to stay sane while communicating with their parents, because for a child to do well, there has to be partnership. So what do I have to say about that? What do we want parents to know as they see this episode? Talking about how we manage their children, the Gen Zs and the Gen Alpha. What do we want them to know about this generation and how they can partner with us?
Okay. I want to make it a two-way thing. When the teacher observes anything that is not okay with a child, I think it's proper to write to the parent, and that communicates to them. And then at that point, that's why I want to make it a two-way thing. So it's not a thing where the teacher had to do the work alone. At the point where the teacher writes the parents, the parents should also do something about it. Not a situation where, okay, the teacher wrote this, so.
If they say so,
I know my child. I can't tell me who he is.
I write my orientation book every day. And there are some parents that even their signature you can't even see on.
Some of them, even before they leave this, but the whole session, they will not write.
During when they come for PTC, Parent Teachers Conference, right? They will now start talking about things that I must have communicated. Like in my head, I'm like,
Period. No.
But you did not see this thing in the communication bit. Do you understand? And to both bubbles, there are some schools that are actually cut off communication between parents and teachers.
Yeah.
Because if you're feeding them too much information.
Yeah.
I worked in a school that consent teacher. This is the second period. Your child is not in class. And I know this child comes in early. And then I picked my phone and then I tried to reach out to the parents. I'm like, hello, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. I'm here to see my baby and all of that. She was like, the school bus came to pick her. I said, Miss Praise. And she called me again. So she's not in school. I say, my name is Rich, so the admin. Do you know, after that incident, the school had to call me. Why did you call the parent? In my head, I'm like, I did see my child. And lesson is going on. I want to know if she's okay and all of that. So I feel the boss actually had issues on the way. And that delayed their coming. And, the parents already knew the child was picked at. Oh my goodness. So because of that, we don't use phones in my school anymore. If a parent is calling me, I'm just looking at it because the moment you pick that thing, the camera has captured you, 5K has left a salary. Do you understand? So, but I feel in this kind of situation, if you observe something, just speak to the admin about it.
How is that?
When we have like a one-on-one conversation with this parent, you can actually talk to them about it. But the truth is, some parents they're not concerned. Nowadays, the Gen Z parents now, we have Gen Z parents, right?
Yeah.
They are focused on building their careers. They want to build their lives.
And they feel they pay the school.
Do you understand?
So yeah, just give them to what they don't.
There's a child in my school. The both parents are actually working. They don't have that time. So they engage this boy in every club activities for every day. In fact, they brought a personal football coach to keep the boy in school. Do you understand? So that kind of child now,
Again, like a football.
yes, coming to the school. So the coach actually uses our pitch to train the boy. So the parents come in around 6 to come get the boy. Now this child does not do his home phone. Because when he comes to school, you cannot, what do you want to do as a teacher? Because he told you, Miss Praise, I was here in school till 6, when my daddy came to pick me, I was so tired, I could not do this, I could not do. In fact, he doesn't bring his book sometimes. Do you know there's a particular day I had to use a sticky note. I wanted to write the subjects this boy left at home. I stapled 2 sticky notes and then I took it to the admin. Admin said, if all these books are at home, what does he have in school? I'm like, because when I send it home today, he will leave it at home. He told me, I wanted to do it, but I left my book in school. So how can learning take place in that kind of situation?
Yeah.
So our parents need to really, really sit up. Something we must understand is that, personally, I don't know for other teachers, right? Before I give you home phone, I must have talked about it in class. Yeah. Educated you about it. So I just need you to go home and sit and write what you know about it. Do you understand? So I don't want you going home and depending on your parents to actually help you with it. So I feel parents should actually allow these kids to do their home phone by themselves. Do you understand? And then they should pay little or no attention to it. But they should be sure that, okay, by the time they're done, bring your school bag. I want to see what you've done. So just reinforce the fact that, this child needs to do their home phone.
When you talk about communication with parents, I actually thought about something.
Okay.
For me, I work with the individual because I see that they're all different. The parents, in fact, the parents are different. The way I will relate with parents A, they will engage with parents B, like that. But there are some parents that, they are so they run the children to do what they are just so above the children's academics. Why they
And there are some that are crazy.
some so they don't, like you said, that's parents. They don't really bother about the academics. Because some they'll think, the future of this child is set, just go to school. You understand? You get? So for me, I relate with them the way they respond to me. Like you see, if a particular parent he communicates, no response, no nothing, I'll say fine. Most times I drop in the DM as some information in a particular one, like, I didn't know we were going to put on the yellow uniform today. I say it was in the class. I'm sorry, I didn't say. That kind of parents, I'll have to call her. Because if you put it in the communication,
But
what about
if you
schools?
remember.
Schools will say don't call. There's some schools that say don't call. You don't. I know these kids, they already feel they are made. I've gone to a class and I'm teaching. This boy just rolled his Rolex like this. Said, Miss Prince, I have a Rolex. Do you understand? So I'm going to tell you. I actually had taught a boy that was royalty. In fact, you cannot call his name without adding the king in it. Yes, the mom will tell you, excuse me, it's royalty. So when sometimes I come in that dramatic, when he comes, they say, good morning, sir. But he loves me because I would use that to whine him. He doesn't like to write. I know this child is smart, but because he knows he's made.
Yeah.
Maybe it's my one shoe. I'm talking how many days, and this boy knows he has it all. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, this kind of children now, they know their habits. How do you get them to learn? Just make them feel, I know you don't need it, but please just, and these parents, he didn't do his own fun. I'm like, why didn't you do your own fun? He said, I went to the beach, and I'm like, did you sleep on the beach? Tell me. So, these children know they are made. They feel they don't need it. Do you understand? Because from now to tomorrow, there's one company waiting for them.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I thought one like that, and he wasn't doing well. Like, this boy will not write. Year 1, he didn't write. In year 2, he would not hold a pencil or a pencil out. And at this stage now, I think it was in year 3. I'm wondering, like, will I start writing for you? I wrote for you in year 1, and he's saying, I don't need it. I have a company in my name. That's when I got to know that, there was this name. I don't mention his name. And they had a company, right? They had they were into production of water and other ones. It's like, it's my name. So some parents, they tell them, we have already told the child, okay, when you are done with your education, this is waiting for you, that's waiting for you. How do you want them to work interested in what they are doing in class? And it makes the work of the teacher very difficult, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we call this episode a wrap, right? I wanted to say one or two things that we like teachers to understand, so they are sane, so they don't fall sick. You can actually fall sick between this Gen Z. Yeah. So, right. So their emotions are in check. So basically, I feel they should speak their language. So there was this I heard of this story that the teacher, she was teaching I think SS2 students. Okay. So she told them, they're talking about Things Fall Apart, and like that old book, they felt that was outdated. Why are we discussing Things Fall Apart? So she was kind of fed up, but she said that I think she was just having her own crying moment. Something else said, tell them to create skits, voiceovers, using one of the happenings in the book. Before she came the next normal, she was even tired of like they could connect. They did lots of skits, voiceovers. So she now spoke their language, tech. Like, yes, she reached out, right?
Yeah, I think I've had that experience once. Not exactly that way. Irradiation. I think I was having it was year 4. That's grade 4. So there's a particular topic. What I did was there's an audio. Okay, so English. I told them, not English, I think about history or something. Okay, so I told them that you're going to write something about this particular topic. You're going to listen to the audio, and then there'll be a reward. I want to see the notes you're going to make out of this. She said the class on that day was calm.
Because inclusive, engaged,
listening, and they were putting down points. I was amazed because I was impressed. The notes was like, my bought so it was even more than I bought something. It was more than the bought something I had for that lesson. Wow, students can really do it. At that point, they felt that they were in charge.
Yeah. Sure. So they want to be included.
So we're in charge. The reason, and then they put down the point. They're like, I was amazed right now. I was happy that actually popped into my head.
Into your head, right?
So I have one like that, teaching them and then relating it to the cartoons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Storylines from the, you watch this, Miss Somebody, that cartoon, I love it. And they're all interested. So, okay. Listen, what do you know about that? And I start telling them, I love this. Now, a teacher went into the class after I did, and then they asked the teacher, do you know some character in, and the teacher said no. They want you to come down to their level where they can really educate.
Sometimes I discuss this the cartoon Paw Patrol with them because I watched it with my son.
Okay.
So when I bring that up, you see we're all interested, just to get their attention.
Yeah, true.
Then we go into the topic of the day.
That's a storytelling. Oh wow! What an amazing episode! So this is where we call it a wrap. So if you are saying this, we'd like you to share your comment. What do you do? How do you manage the Gen Zs and the Gen Alpha? We hope with this episode we've given you 1 or 2 tips. I think we did more than 1 or 2. Lots of tips actually. More of it. So see you in the next episode. Thank you.